up, virtual people? Welcome to episode 45 of VCR Redux, where we take your favorite franchises out of the analog era and bring them back to 2022. I'm your host, pop culture punk Chris Stiles, joined as always by my co-host with the most, film professor Ian Klink.
How you doing, everybody?
And we have two radical guests on the show tonight. First up, our own honorary third host from Rick Barth in the line. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. Mickey Torres is on the show.
What's up, everyone?
And rounding out this righteous crew, he's one half of the creative genius behind Retro Fiend Radio, makers of the finest canon and martial arts documentaries on the internet. Their newly released Making of Riverbend with Sam Furstenberg is available on YouTube now. Dustin Nino's on the show.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome. Thank you for having me back.
Thank you so much for coming back. I think you are probably the most repeat offender in VCR Redux history. This has got to be at least your fifth or sixth episode by now, or fifth or 16th. I lost count. But also wanted to give you congrats on Riverbend getting 5,000 views in 24 hours, my man. That is amazing.
Thank you so much. That's pretty amazing. I think it's up to 6 now.
Up to 6. Nice. Well,
that's a deep dive movie too, man. That's awesome.
I was gonna say I didn't even know about Riverbend. I had never heard of it. I'm like the biggest Steve James fan ever. For some reason, I just missed that one. So thank you for shining a light on the movie. It's I feel we'll get into that on another day. But this could easily become the Riverbend panel here. But at any rate, we are here today. The point today. We're here to get fired, turn around very slowly, and take the ice cube trays out of the freezer. That's right. It's time for True Lies 2, Judgment Day. But before we can jump skyscrapers on horseback, we need to talk about how it came into our lives and what we love about it. That also means it's time for you guys watching at home to dish on how True Lies came into your lives. We talking VHS, laser, theaters, cable. Hit us up in the live chat and let us know. So, Dustin, tell us about the first time you watched True Lies.
I was thinking about this, and honestly, I couldn't remember if I seen it in the theater. I feel like I would have saw this one in the theater, but either way, I remember we had it on VHS. Like I think it might have just been like a grocery store buy type of thing. Come home with dinner and a VHS tape from the store, and the
glory days of grocery store buys, because they would only put like 3 or 4 movies in the store a year. It would be like the 4 biggest, like Independence Day, Jurassic Park, like T2. Like you had to be mega huge to make it to grocery store level.
Oh my God, you're right about that.
I remember it being such because it was the ultimate bonus. You thought you're just getting dragged to the grocery store and there's like nothing fun about it at all. And then your mom turns out really cool and she's like, let's get this VHS tape, of Home Alone that I know you desperately want.
I always just used to hang out in the magazine aisle.
Oh yeah, that too. I remember like many nights where it was like Friday night, and then usually my dad would swing home and get stuff from the store for dinner, and then pulling out stuff, putting on the counter, what we're eating. A surprise would come out, what a VHS of whatever that came out he would have bought, and it's just like, I remember Batman. I remember the first Batman very clearly.
Dude, you could buy
VHS
that.
Purchase in the store.
You could buy that at like the dentist office. Batman was everywhere. Like, you could get VHS copies of that thing at the Foot Doctor, man.
Yeah, but you have to be careful about what copy you got. I mean, some of those bootlegs were like.
It was an easy cover to reprint, I guess. Very, very stark and minimal. But it's funny. We always talk about, and not to go too far off topic, but we always talk about how we remember the 3 tape combos we recorded and things like that. I wish we could remember, and I know none of us can, but I wish we could remember the meals that we had that night with that grocery store buy. Like, we came home with Look Who's Talking. We had chicken popperkosh, or we had,
it was always Pizza Hut. Always.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, at least someone can remember. Someone can remember. Ian, Mickey, do you guys remember your first time watching True Lies?
Yeah, sorry, I'm plugging in my computer here, guys.
All right, well, while he's doing that, Mickey, were you on a date with 2 chicks at an HBO theater?
No, honestly, like Dustin, I can't. I would think that I would have seen this in the movies, but I think I vividly remember seeing it on cable. Like I remember coming in at like the Jamie Lee Curtis section where she's kind of like in the limo and he's like trying to get her out of the limo. So with the helicopter and everything. So I remember like coming in on that and I'm like, what is this? And then I, obviously looked it up and then went back and,
Did you finish it? Like, did you start it and finish it from there and then go back to it, or you just watched that second?
Yeah, no, I finished it and then I remember going like, oh, like I gotta see this because we'll talk about it, but if you come in on that, it's literally like two different movies. That movie is like two different movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So if you come in from that point to the end, you're like, what's going on here? I mean, it was cool because the action sequences, but
if you watch the whole movie, it's almost three different movies. Like at first it's like an Arnold spy movie, then it's like Arnold's wife is cheating on a movie, and then it's like a spy movie again, but it's like a couple spy movie. But yeah, it's an interesting.
It's definitely, and it's long too. Like for that
Camera,
era, it's like 2 hours and 21 minutes, or 2 hours and 2.5 hours, and it's just like holy shit. And again, it really needs that time because, like you said, it's like three movies in one.
Yeah. I gotta say, Cameron knows how to do the 2.5 hour action movie really, really well.
Yeah.
It's definitely not boring.
Yeah.
So I mean, like you don't feel like, oh my god, I've been watching this like forever.
James Cameron is the director that Hollywood has wanted to fail every single time he does a movie, and he keeps pissing them off.
I fucking love James Cameron.
Who doesn't? But honestly, like think about this. He pitched this to the studio. Arnold's going to be married, and his wife's going to cheat on him, and there's going to be
fucking Bill Paxton.
Yeah, and it's like this
R.I.P.
The goat. Oh man, the goat.
But he always seems to, like, oh wait, you're gonna remake Dances with Wolves, but with blue aliens? Yeah, that's gonna fail. Biggest movie ever.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, you're gonna make like a $200 million historical love story? Like, yeah, that's gonna fail.
That's gonna bomb. We all know the boat sinks.
Yeah.
I'm not a Titanic fan. Per se,
but it made that money.
It made that money.
I saw that in the theater. I saw that stupid movie in the theater.
I'll tell you what. There's another. I think Speed 2, much better film. But I digress. Ian, do you remember the first time you watched True Lies? I'm sorry. Were you gonna say Dustin?
Yeah, Dustin. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, just real quick, I was just a caveat of that. Ian made me think of when I saw a behind the scenes sort of interview with Cameron about making The Abyss, and he was talking about how the subplot of that movie got cut in and out of it, the alien, the aliens and all that stuff. But that's what made me think of like why his action movies are long and they're generally pretty good, is because the subplot of the movies are like a little movie in and of itself. Yeah. And it's like, that's the same thing with True Lies. It's like has a really good subplot. Like most of his movies, and that's like another reason why you can sit through it, because it's so fucking entertaining.
His movies are like novels. His movies are like novels.
The subplot in Terminator is maybe cooler than the regular story.
Right.
The regular story is incredible, but the subplot is like it's like next level.
And then usually subplots are like, you're just waiting to get back to the main story for most movies. You're
like, oh, get me out of this subplot.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
That's the one thing this movie. That's the one thing this movie is missing is Michael Biehn.
I love Michael Biehn.
You got
he could have played Paxton's part too.
Michael Biehn, yeah.
Well, he could have played fucking Arnold's part, but it wouldn't have been, like the movie event of the year at that point in time. So, the world missed on Michael Biehn. It's one of the great mistakes we've made as like a society and as like, that time period of film. Like they they whiffed on him. They didn't know what to do with him, and he should have been like, he could have been Die Hard. He could have been all these things,
100%. Yeah.
Should have been Alien 3.
Yeah, well, the Alien 3 is where it started to really go fucked up, because he was still cruising. Like Navy SEALs was a hit movie and stuff. But anyway, we'll do the Michael Biehn show.
Never said by anybody.
I said it was a hit movie. I didn't say it was a fucking good movie. I said it was a hit.
Dang it!
It wouldn't have saved that movie. Him being in it would not have saved that movie.
Shutting the movie off. Shutting the movie off wouldn't have saved that movie, Mickey. Not, come on. We all saw Navy SEALs. We all know what they were trying to do.
Ooh, Navy SEALs. So
I do remember
okay.
this was home box office, 94,
Okay.
with some pizza, like it was everything.
Oh yeah.
Solid review, short, sweet, and to the point.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, Saturday night, premiere date, you get some pizza. That's an Arnold movie. Come on. You can't
Arnold movies never fail to deliver to me.
Right.
I mean, just like, there may be some that they're better than others or whatever that, but at the end of the day, if you just want to watch a good action movie, and just be entertained for a couple hours.
He had a 10-year run where he pretty much never missed from 84 to 94. Like pretty much everything kicked fucking ass. Yep. You can never take that away. We didn't know it at the time, but this was kind of like the end of the party. This was sort of the last time that Arnold would do one of these movies that we thought, man, this is another like gotta see movie, must own movie. After this became like a Racer and Junior and Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Well, Jingle All the Way is
great. This is sort of like the only action divergent Arnold movie that was a huge success. I mean, because it's an action movie, but it's also like a comedy and it pokes fun at action movies too, somewhat in itself a little bit. The whole spy movie thing. It's very much aware of what it is, but they subvert your expectations of it, and that's what makes it so successful. But like really, Cameron, McTiernan, I'll even throw in John Milius there too, just for Conan, are really like sort of, who else really knew how to use Arnold well? They knew what they had. They knew what people wanted from him, and Arnold did too. And it's like, really, those people, when they knew how to use Arnold properly, he was a fucking success. And like Cameron knew how to use Arnold because Arnold's fucking funny. He's a really funny guy. He's really smart, self-deprecating. He knows he sounds funny. You know what I mean? He makes fun of that shit all day long. So like Junior sucked dick, obviously, but fucking this movie, throw in a bunch of comedy and it works. And
you didn't like a pregnant Arnold movie, Dustin? Come on now.
Well, speaking of the comedy, though, a lot of the great comedy in this movie comes, of course, from Tom Arnold as well. Where it was an approach that we hadn't really, we hadn't really seen since Red Heat, where you pair Arnold with someone who's really funny. And, Red Heat, that's a whole different movie.
I'll be right back, gentlemen.
Oh, no problem, buddy.
Now, was Tom Arnold dating Roseanne Barr at this time?
This was
they were
just after the divorce. They were just divorced.
So this is after.
In fact, there's an ad-lib line for those of you trivia. I recently did a Q&A panel with Tom Arnold, who's a gem of a dude, just a great guy. It was awesome. And he basically, I knew that line was an ad-lib because I saw an interview previously with him where he was talking about that on set, and something actually Roseanne did to him. She took the ice cube trays out of the freezer, and he was just like cracking jokes about it because he's like, what kind of sick twisted bitch takes the ice cube trays out of the freezer? And James Cameron's like, that's amazing. Can we say that? Can we put that in the script? Can we shoot that today? Like, that's a great line, and so they did.
I got one better. I got one better. I got an ex that took the garbage can.
Oof. That's cold. Well,
I have to ask, what was special about the garbage can?
No, I'm just like, but why would you take it? That's what I'm saying.
That's the point.
Like,
because she's a psycho.
Petty.
Yeah, that was the ice cube thing too. It's like the ice cube thing. It's like, who takes an ice cube tray?
What kind of sick bitch takes the ice cube trays out of the freezer?
I will say, Tom Arnold made this movie for me.
Me too.
I didn't really see Arnold on Roseanne, but I do remember Arnold being in media at the time and just kind of having that reputation. But then I'm watching this, I'm like, this guy is everything.
Yeah.
I will say
perfect.
It's probably the only Tom Arnold movie I actually like.
How dare you not like Carpool, you son of a bitch, Mickey?
Oh, Carpool's
Carpool.
Okay. I'll give you that. Carpool.
What about Bully?
Excuse me. Are we all fucking forgetting about McHale's Navy? I mean, Jesus Christ.
McHale's Navy.
You're giving me the McShits right now. I can't stand it. All right. So before we get into my first time, I do want to touch on the chat.
What's your thing about water today? Mikhail's Navy, freaking,
Titanic.
Cameron. We're talking about Cameron. You can't talk about Cameron without talking about the fucking water. Everything he does is underwater.
That's true. Cameron is like he's like lives underwater. Maybe he's an alien mermaid.
Maybe it's the shirt, and I just really want to be by the ocean.
You are Mikhail's Navy character.
Oh, please let me be Bruce Campbell, please.
All you need is like a Band-Aid and a cigar, and you like fit right in that movie right now.
Oh my gosh. I'm there. Give me the cigar, please.
Not since 1995, ladies and gentlemen.
Not since 85. Anyway, in the chat, I do want to say hi to a couple people that I see in there. Angie Saunders, Jay Ledford. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Angie says, I married Rambo. What kind of, and then, the quotes are already flying. J.A. loves my shirt. Thank you, buddy. Actually, a couple comments in there showing love for that. So, Ian, suck it. Alex Bonafante is in there. Says he saw it 2 or 3 times in theaters, many more times on HBO cable. Similar to myself. Only once in theaters, of course. Retrofiend Radio is in the chat. I'm guessing that's our boy Chris. Thank you so much for tuning in, buddy. Says I saw it at the theater with my grandma, and she absolutely hated it.
Sounds about
Grandma, you sound like you have the greatest grandma ever. Because she'll take you, but she's gonna, it's like my grandma watching me watch wrestling. Like, this is fake. I'd kick all their asses.
I distinctly remember watching Pulp Fiction with my grandmother and her commenting about the language.
How old were you when you saw Pulp Fiction?
I was like, when it came out, like 94. I had it on video. My grandma was like, "This is foul. This is terrible."
My grandma watched me watch a tape that my dad gave me of Tommy Chong's Far Out Man.
Yeah,
and of course the movie's like silly and fun, and the one scene my grandma walks in is when his wife's on top of him, they're having sex, and she's smoking a joint, and she's like, "Let's do it again, baby, I'm still horny." My grandma kicked the crap out of me. Oh my god, I was like, my dad gave me this tape, your son, like, not brutal. Anyway, also in the chat,
should have kicked you for just watching Far Out Man.
That movie is brilliant. I love that the credits call it a Tommy Chong attempt. C. Thomas Howell is brilliant in that movie.
I like the movie.
I love that film. That and Born in East LA, the solo flicks. Anyway, also in the chat, Devin Zane. Hey guys, always great to be here. Theater for me, excellent production. Alex Bonafante says the DVD transfer is garbage. Give us a 4K disc, Cameron. I agree on both counts. Thank you for tuning in as well, guys.
Sean Gold, there's not a Blu-ray of this?
There's no Blu-ray yet. They've been talking about it forever, and at this point, just give us the 4K. Honestly, give us the 8K version that is not even out yet, because that's seriously, you've missed the boat so much. You're gonna miss the 4K boat before you know it.
Again, the water. Like what?
Well, also speaking of the water, Sean Gold says the bridge is out. So again, the quotes are flying
out
fast and furious in the chat. Also, nothing hides a stunner's face like a VHS, says Alex Bonafante. Good call as well. So there's no way I'm going to catch up with all this chat, but anyway, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. So my first time watching True Lies was in the theater. The summer of '94. I distinctly remember my friend's dad saying, "Oh, this movie is better than Terminator 2," and I was like, "Well, it's not good.
Hold on there.
It's not get crazy, but
let's not get insane." But I could
understand in here, folks.
I could understand where he was coming from a perspective of dad seeing the movie and feeling more like Arnold is more relatable in a way than the Terminator. The Terminator is like a superhero movie or a comic book movie. So this, like, at least, in the middle of the movie, Arnold plays the straight man, which is, again, what makes Tom Arnold so good, because no one is better to roast you as like a straight man spiraling down than just Tom Arnold, Well,
it's was PG-13, wasn't it?
Arnold's life is going up in flames and Tom Arnold's roasting marshmallows, like having a great time.
There really is only one that I recall, one true Arnold Schwarzenegger one-liner, like the "I'll be backs" and all that stuff. it's towards the end when he says like you're fired, when he has the missile and he shoots him. He's like, you're fired. It's like the only like real one liner, like Arnold one liner that you get in that movie, to me.
Yeah,
that I remember.
love that line.
You're fired. It's a water heater. It's a snow cone maker.
Yeah.
I will say the one line I will always remember from this movie, and I don't know why, but it's when the batteries run out of the and it's the guy that batteries. I don't know why.
Get another one.
You know why?
I think I have one in the car.
You know why you remember? Because that extra fucking crushed that role. Like shaking the camera,
so
like the sweat, like, you know, because when you're an extra in a James Cameron film, you better bring it.
And it's sad to the point that every time I pick up a battery or I need a battery, that's the first thing I'll say in my head is batteries. You know, it just comes in my head. But the
line
and when he Alicia Dushku,
Eliza,
oh sorry,
Eliza Dushku.
I apologize that she's watching.
I hope so.
Hey. I do too.
What's
up, girl? But when she is it Becky? That's her name, right? What's
his daughter?
Yeah,
what is her name?
Is it Danny?
Dana.
Dana.
Of course, Dana, get down.
When Dana's on the airplane, he just screams Dana really loud. It's like
Dana.
Jump, Dana, jump.
Yeah, it's like perfect Arnold pitch.
I'll catch you. And
HBO for the trailers, HBO always showed the guy jumping off the airplane onto the other airplane, and that like, you know, like they always showed that. I don't know why, but that was always the like. Up next, True Lies.
I love when she puts on her helmet. Tom Arnold's like, I remember the first time I got shot out of a cannon. It's like such a throwaway weird thing. It's so fucking funny.
You feel like every one of those is an improv, and like honestly, I really feel like that after meeting
Harry,
Tom Arnold.
I've been in the van for 15 years, Harry. Look at the van, Harry.
You two are going to the van next time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you two go to the van next time. Give me the goddamn page.
Okay. You almost wonder how he would be, like, you know, like Tom Arnold, like in the field, like you never got to see that, so you wonder, like, you know, like, would he be cool? Would he be like, you know, able to do it, or would he just shit his pants?
Right.
Oh God, I would watch that movie.
Yeah, me too. I was gonna say shout out to Charlton Heston, because fucking he's so fucking funny in that shit too. He's like, do you think any of the slack that I cut them translates in any way to you? This shit's so funny. It's really not blowing my skirt up, gentlemen.
It is a weird thing. It's like,
I would love a prequel for that.
You know, the interesting thing.
Origin story.
Oh, Charlton Heston's, yeah. You know, so the funny thing for me about Charlton Heston in the movie is that, like, I always forget he's in the movie anytime he's not in a scene. Like, some people have a presence that looms over the movie, and that's just not the way that character is structured. It's very cameo-ish. Yeah. It's not like, they don't keep his character around or reference him.
An eye patch or something like that?
Right. Yeah, he had an eye patch.
Yeah.
Spencer Trilby was his name.
But he had like some basically had makeup on too, right?
Well, I mean, everyone knows.
Yeah, it was very much like they were very much trying to make it like a Mission Impossible, like, you know.
Yeah, there was, you know, it's
like.
It's almost like Arnold is James Bond.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not gonna let me be Goldeneye? Well, fucking me and Cameron are gonna do something better then.
But let me ask you guys this. I don't know where you all stand on it, but for me, I know that Arnold and Jamie Lee Curtis's character, like, the whole point is that this is not believable relationship. And I think I've read some interviews where that was the whole point, is that you would not buy Arnold as a computer salesman. Like, that was the whole point of why they thought this movie would be funny. Were you guys in on the joke, or do you feel like it was just hey, this is just another Arnold movie, we're gonna rock out to it? To be honest, only as I'm older, I'm in the joke. I get it. But
to be honest, I forgot all about it. I literally forgot all about the fact that he's supposed to be this salesman. Only in the few times that she yells it out, like oh, my husband's a salesman, or like she says like I thought you were a salesman or something like that, or whatever the case may be. But like generally, like it's not really, to me, it wasn't anything that was like a big thing. Like it literally was like, this is there. It
just blew over you. Yeah.
And I'm not a part of the joke in the sense that like I don't feel like it's a joke. Like I feel like, like the funniest, if I could say, joke of the movie to me is actually the Bill Paxton, Jamie Lee Curtis stuff.
That stuff is hilarious.
That's the
incredible.
stuff.
Oh God, I pissed my pants.
Yeah. or even when he's like in the Corvette with Arnold and he's talking about how he maxed on the married chicks and this and that.
Yeah. What about their husbands? Dickless. I mean, if they took care of business, I'd be out of business. You know what I mean?
Am I right?
Oh man,
He says, his laugh is one of the greatest laughs in cinema history in this movie. Just belly cackle. Like I've never seen someone sound like they're cackling from like the bottom of their diet. Just it's amazing. And he says the weirdest shit to Arnold too. Like he's going on like, a pair of titties make you want to beg for buttermilk. Like that's like a 10-year-old boy. Like what the fuck is that shit?
But that's the meta joke.
It's so strange.
Because essentially
only Bill Paxton could do that and have it wind up in the finished fucking movie.
Like he's literally pretending to play what Arnold actually is in the movie.
Yeah.
So his interaction with Jamie Lee Curtis interaction, to me, that's the joke. That's the comedy in that. Especially when he literally, like, you got to look at this, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, his character literally got like the United States, like, undercover agents department to track his wife and some dude that like she was cheating with. Like literally, like no, like there's no red flags, like nobody, like there's not there's not any kind of military like person saying like, hey, wait a second, like why would you do this?
Of course, that moment.
It's funny because he's pissed at her, but she's doing all the for doing that, but he's doing the exact same shit that she's doing, lying about his day, fucking going and dancing with fucking women and shit, and like, but he just finds it ironic, it's just like
my whole thing is like this too, like in my mind I'm thinking like, when she said like, I never cheated or whatever like that, I'm like, bitch, you were gonna cheat because the fact that you said yes to go to Paris, come on. Like,
forgotten country, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, she was gonna cheat for her country, but when he wanted her to cheat for the night, she was like, no.
Yeah, right. I do love that moment though when they're catching her and Tom Arnold, he gets kicked in the nuts, and then it's that big. And for some reason, James Cameron does this very long shot that doesn't seem like it focuses on character, but he's slowly. God dang son of a
and then the one agent like hits her over the head, or in the back of the neck with the gun or whatever like that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh right, yeah.
Well, we gotta talk about
Arnie slugs him.
But we gotta talk about the scene with Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean,
that
amazing. Well, she was nominated for an Oscar for this, wasn't? I know she was Golden Globe. Was it Golden Globe?
No. I don't know about that, but not an Oscar.
She was nominated for a Golden Globe for this. I remember.
Really?
Because she's so amazing.
Might have, or the Screen Actors Guild Award or something.
She's amazing in this movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
she is great. Yeah,
this was the movie that brought Jamie Lee Curtis kind of back. She had kind of had the the wave of the horror, and then it kind of Love Letters and all that kind of just and then.
Forever Young.
Was Fish Called Wanda before this?
Well, I guess Fish Called Wanda did kind of bring her back first. Yeah, you're right. But
Trading Places too. She was never really away for that long.
Yeah, but her performance. I mean, that scene when she is on the lamppost and then falls and gets right back up. I mean, it's just pure comedy gold.
To me,
and Tia Carrere
Tia Carrere is great in this. To me, the unsung hero of this movie is whoever did the French voice on the tape. You know, no,
yeah,
turn around.
Yeah,
Do it.
You need to
very
turn around.
slowly.
Do it.
Do it. Dulcimo. You just
I
remember
love when
that.
they show the guy who's doing it.
The wine.
Yeah.
I love when they show the guys doing like, hey, who wrote this shit?
Or when he goes like, take your nylons off slowly. She's like, I'm not wearing any. And he's like,
Klink.
Oh my God.
There's Arnold sitting in the corner, just
But yeah, Tia Carrere is also a thing that like sort of elevated this movie and also gave it that Bondish quality where you have the femme fatale. At first, there's a little like, maybe romance kind of thing happening. And then,
it took a little bit for me. Like, I thought that she was the head boss.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the way they do that in the Bond films too. You always think that maybe she's the head boss until you find out she's not,
Sorry, I haven't watched any Bond films.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Bond guy, but that's just sort of like part of the Bond formula.
That's just it's a statement that would come out of that microphone into my ears.
You would know it. If somebody asked you, has Mickey ever watched a Bond movie? You don't know me from Jack. You'd be like, nah, I don't think he has.
I would think
hold on, please. Excuse me. Hold on. All right.
We're gonna take a pause.
First off, I've never liked you, Mickey. Okay.
I can't even stay frozen now.
Secondly, why? Okay, like
I'll tell you why, and let me get Mickey's back on this because I love you, Mickey. Always will. And he's seen the most important Bond film ever made, and we all know it. And it's called If Looks Could Kill with Richard Grieco. And there isn't a Bond film that in existence that is even a pimple on the ass of If Looks Could Kill.
I can't.
How you leave it?
Cool, Chris.
Our first walkout of
even this movie trumps any Bond movie.
Like there's just
I would agree.
much in this world. I can only take so much.
I'll take Spy Kids. I'll take Spy Kids over a Bond movie.
I might not go that far, but
I'm just telling you. I will say
George Lazenby was great as Bond. The rest of them,
I'm actually okay with that statement. I actually like George Lazenby. Mickey,
he's my favorite Bond. He's the coolest one. He's the rock star of the Bonds.
Mickey, you're my friend. Yeah.
So again, this is a kind of a last movie in a couple of ways. This would be the last James Cameron movie we'd get before he became like an Oscar kind of guy. This would be the last like mainstream super duper Arnold movie. This would honestly be like the last time Tia Carrere was in like a super A-list movie, and you would have never guessed it at the time.
What happened to her? What happened to her? What did that?
I have no idea.
To be honest, I think Wayne's World killed her career.
Really?
How could that be? It's the thing that put her on the map.
I think
it put her on her map, but at the same time, she got stereotyped as that image.
I think she just fell victim, like a lot of Hollywood women. They get to a certain age back then, and then they just don't cast. They're not as young as they originally were, And I think that look at like Madeline Stowe. What the hell happened to her? She just drops off the face of the earth at some point, and she's like
That's true. I always did like Madeline Stowe.
I like
Barbara Hershey.
She is an unsung actress,
Barbara Hershey, Joan Allen.
I mean, what about the
Allen? Daggone it, yes.
Yeah.
Mary Elizabeth Stewart, Master Antonio, whatever her name is.
Mary Stuart Masterson. Oh, I love
Mary Stuart Masterson. That's who it is. Yeah.
Mayor Winningham.
Yep, her.
Come on.
Mary Winningham. I've seen her. Yeah. I mean, this is weird. Like women now, it's like I look at like Laura Linney and like Ozark, and she's just like Laura Linney. Just kicks ass. And I call her like a high level black belt actor. She's just one of those people. And like these people, they've been doing it for so long, and then all of a sudden Hollywood just drops them out. But now it's like they're writing roles for these actors, like people
Julia
like her.
Louis
So it's not as bad as it was.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is another one that basically after Seinfeld it was like whoop, that was it, and then slowly she comes back.
I think she got typecast a little bit too, though.
We got to go back. We got to go back to Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, she has done more for women aging in Hollywood than probably any other.
Yeah.
By boycotting, being airbrushed on magazine covers, saying, "Hey, this is who I am."
Yep.
Like, take it or leave it. All that.
I mean, she basically semi-retired, right, for a little while. They had to go get her and offer the Halloween movies and stuff, and she was just doing yogurt commercials forever.
She could have stayed in retirement. I think we all would have been okay with for. There's movies to come out for, and there's some that you just stay back, and that's.
I mean, they didn't need a trilogy to wrap up Halloween. They just needed one movie with Jamie Lee and Danielle Harris already. That would have been.
I agree.
That would have been your best attempt to quench the thirst of no Donald Pleasance. But we'll talk about that another day. We are at about sequel time for True Lies. And I mean, just to start things off, I mean, also, again, guys in the chat, this is the time. Pitch us with your takes on what you want to see from this franchise. Do you want to see a spinoff about Tom Arnold? Do you want to see, Arnold's kids? What are your thoughts? How do you do True Lies 2 30 or 28 years later? It's a tough thing to do. I'll just start by saying that, because you have to ask yourselves, okay, Jamie Lee can still be kick-ass in a movie. We know that from Halloween. Whatever you say about the movie, she's still great. So she could be kick-ass in this, but is that like what's the best place for her and Arnold in a True Lies 2 at this point? Is it center stage? Is it like the Charlton Heston role?
I feel like it's
that?
I feel it's almost the baton, passing the baton. Eliza Dushku could still go. So I think it's like, I think it's literally like, mom and dad are retiring, but Eliza is in the business now.
Yeah, but you're not going to get Dushku to open up a movie though. I mean, that's.
Well, no, but you got Arnold. Well,
you'd have Arnold, and you'd have to do something like
you could have him get kidnapped. You could have him get kidnapped.
True Lies 2, Family Ties.
Right. Yeah. You can have him get kidnapped.
Do like the
it was called A Good Day
to
Die Hard, and we all fell asleep.
That's an interesting
have her
point
as a spy. You'd have her as a spy. Her husband wouldn't know. It'd be like that sort of game, right? And whoever her husband is, and then maybe they slipped on his head and he's a spy too, or something, or a terrorist or some shit. I don't know, but
that would be interesting, and it would be really funny too if someone like Chris Hemsworth played her husband. Like,
I'd buy that.
Buff,
right.
Like, he's buff and he looks great and stuff, but he's kind of like
the fact that Arnold, the fact that Arnold is a spy himself, he's a little leery of this guy. So here comes Tom Arnold, like, and they're doing everything to do their own investigation on the boyfriend.
That's good.
All right,
and like because remember they said like there's different agencies, so this kid cannot work with their agency. He works with another agency, but they're so that whole thing and that can blow up, and then there's the old like it gets him in trouble or gets him kidnapped, and then Dana is just like, why'd you have to go and do that, Dad? Now he's in trouble, this and that, whatever, because you blew his cover, this and that, whatever.
That's interesting.
All I'm gonna say is Chris Pratt as the son-in-law, Arnold as the dad.
Oh
yeah, they're already boys.
It works. It totally works.
It makes sense. Yeah,
that actually does really work. Yeah, and Chris Pratt essentially plays the Jamie Lee Curtis role. The kind of like
Arnold, who's Arnold's son. Chris Pratt is Tom Arnold's son, who marries Eliza Dushku, and so
that'd be funny too.
That works.
Tom's in the family now.
That would be funny, yeah.
Because I'm not doing this without Tom Arnold. It's just
Oh no, you have to have it. So I think with that, you have enough attention. Like a Chris Pratt, could draw attention. You got Arnold, who still draws attention. I mean, like, come on, like everybody knows Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, I don't care who you are, you know him.
Yeah, he still grosses foreign too.
Jamie Lee Curtis is still known as well. I mean, even newer like fans of the Halloween movies. Obviously, if they saw Halloween Kills, a lot of kids have seen Halloween Kills now, so they'll know her from that.
I'll tell you what, too, because they seem to refuse to do this for us in Halloween. I love Eliza Dushku, and I hope she would be willing to come back. But if she wasn't, and you had to recast, which again, hopefully you don't have to, but if you had to recast, Danielle Harris?
Danielle
Silence.
Harris.
Okay. I just feel like
Jamie Lloyd.
because
Jamie
you
Lloyd,
think it brings too
Halloween.
much Halloween baggage? You think it brings up too much Halloween thoughts?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
look,
I
I would totally love it. I would totally love it.
Anything.
I would, but like, the fanboy in me is going like,
Yeah, I know.
Did they recast her? Get
I know,
Eliza.
Yeah.
know.
So I mean, like, I would
gotta have
probably
Eliza.
do that.
And Eliza would do it. I mean,
She would do it. She's
Oh,
not.
I
hope,
She's not acting currently, but
Oh, I've got
she's
the
still
title.
a big star. She,
Yeah,
she'd
could
probably be the toughest one to get, honestly.
I've
I feel
got
like,
the title.
yeah,
False truth.
false true lies, false truths. Oh my god,
Oh, that would be
Title.
awesome.
I was thinking it would be like
Chris
true
Pratt,
lies, truth or
Pratt,
dare.
Schwarzenegger, Curtis, false truths.
Oh my god, that's pretty good.
I think
I
it
like
could do
that.
it. I think it
True
do really well.
lies.
And then you
Yeah.
get like, also you have to cast a villain. So like you could cast somebody pretty popular as well. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, if you want to go
Christoph Waltz.
if
Get
you
like
want
a
to
real.
Christoph Waltz.
you love to put him in everything, don't you?
He's hilarious. I'm just saying. When you think of
would
villains, I
sit-
think of like
I'd have him read my car manual. Like it's
Yeah,
Christoph Waltz.
he's
he'd find a
amazing.
way.
He's like Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, of course you'd want him in
The
everything.
Stick. You put it into
Mhm.
drive. The driver.
I would
goes
like Liam Neeson
here.
Oh,
as a villain. Liam Neeson as a villain.
That would actually be kind of cool.
that would be
Liam
pretty
Neeson
cool.
has.
I'd say-
heroes. Give me a.
I'd like Lance Hendrickson only because of the Bill Paxton Near Dark Catherine Bigelow connection. I think they should,
Ooh, that
I
does
think
feel
the
like it's in
James
the
Cameron-
family. That does feel right.
Yeah, it feels like that would be interesting.
Or
I
Michael Bean.
want another. I want
Give
another.
me Michael
big,
Bean
big
as a
guy.
villain.
I want
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I want another
be
big
down.
celebrity as the villain. Because again, if you
Yeah,
want this,
yeah.
if you want this to get done, you got to have at least another current,
Name.
name,
Yeah, it's got to be Javier Bardem or Christoph Waltz or like someone that's
something like that. Like I said,
kinda
Liam Neeson or
Stallone.
something like that.
Liam Neeson. Stallone.
Oh,
that'd be cool.
awesome.
Oh, that would be actually
let's do
kind of
that.
cool. Get Stallone or
Yeah.
That would be
Seagal
awesome.
or something.
Not
Seagal.
Seagal.
Oh man.
Why are you trying to
Oh, man.
purposely make this the worst movie ever made? Like, I don't-
Because I'm hoping for it to be shot from like nipples up and just slap fighting. I'm just hoping for lots of slap fighting.
Mhm.
I know you're watching,
Yeah, and
Steven.
like
We're big
Dad
fans.
ADR.
what did that sentence even mean?
Have you ever seen his movies? They're all shot from like the shoulders up,
Mhm.
and it's just him going like this, slap
Well,
fighting.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So you don't see that he's put on weight and that he doesn't really move that
Yeah.
fast anymore, I guess. I don't know. That's just something.
seen him
I'm
fight
not the only
sitting
one who
down
says that.
in a
People tell me
chair.
that all the time.
It's
Um,
pretty true. It's you're not wrong. But yeah, who I almost want Mel Gibson. And
He's
I
a
know
good
that
villain in
would be cool.
Expendables, but that
But
may be too
playing-
similar to that.
but he's been playing all
Yeah.
these villains lately in all these little like direct to video movies. And
Yeah.
I don't want Bruce to be I don't want
I wouldn't mind like a kind of a
Die
wild
Hard.
card.
Why am I Bruce
I-
Willis? Yeah.
I just feel like you need to have somebody like
Yeah.
not like a typical action
Adam
star or
Driver.
anything. What's that?
Adam Driver.
Get Adam Driver. That guy is
Adam
cool in
Driver.
anything.
I don't know
I
if he
mean,
would draw.
Yeah, I don't think you'd get him, but
I guess
it's
he's
a
not
cool-
a name
yeah.
draw as somebody else.
What if you got Daniel Day-Lewis? Now there you go.
get him out of
You
retirement?
get it,
Fucking
Daniel,
A.
yeah,
Get Daniel Day-Lewis for
get
False
Daniel
Truths.
Day-Lewis as a bad guy.
False
Oh
truth.
man,
That would be
That would be
incredible.
fucking-
that
You
would
know
be
what?
Christian Bale. Christian Bale would be
F
one.
it. Let's just get
Oh,
Bill
turn-
Zane.
Oh, fucking Billy Zane's amazing.
Just
Yeah,
bring
he's
Billy
a great
Zane
villain in
back.
anything. That's true.
Well,
I'm
how
cool with it.
about Robert Patrick? Just as that sort of
Well, he's in
no, not
Peacemaker.
feeling it.
Yeah,
what
he just
about-
came back.
What about real fucking out there? There's no way this would work, but this is a funny thought. Because he was originally going to be the T1000, Billy Idol.
Oh yeah,
Billy fucking Idol. I'd watch that.
dude,
Was
that
he
would
really?
be
Way different
so
movie.
good.
Way different
Yeah,
movie.
that would
That'd be so good. I think
like
I
Billy
think he
Idol
would
might take over the
crush
movie.
it.
You know,
I
I
think he
love
would
Billy
crush
Idol.
it.
It would
How
be
about
interesting.
Although
How about Gene Simmons?
what
Oh,
about
fuck
a
him.
okay, what about a female?
dick.
What about a female villain?
Oh yeah, I mean, but you know,
Oh yeah,
That'd be
it's
cool.
not bad. Sigourney.
I would.
Oh, that would be
totally-
cool. That would be cool.
I would totally.
No, that
root
would be
for Sigourney
fucking.
Weaver.
That would be interesting.
That makes
Fuck
sense.
yeah.
If you're pushing Eliza as the new star, then the new villain should be a fucking badass female. And who's better than Sigourney?
Reunite Cameron and Sigourney. Fuck yeah, man.
And she's worked
That
with
would be
Jamie Lee
all for
Curtis
that.
before. They played rivals in a movie. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a cute little Disney type of thing, where their daughters are now rivals or something like that.
That'd be kinda
No, that would be fucking cool.
That would be kick ass.
Yeah.
I'd buy,
Yeah,
I'd
would
buy
be
that
fucking-
one.
And it turns out Sigourney is Tom Arnold's ex-wife, the one that took the ice cube trays out of
Oh,
the
the one who took the ice cube trays. She's
That's
a sick
good.
bitch.
That's
so Tom
good.
Arnold gets the last line when Eliza Dushku blows her away. Tom Arnold gets the one-liner, you know,
Yeah.
because that's just too priceless.
Yeah.
That's too fucking
Yeah.
priceless.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep.
That
I
that's
bought
fun,
something like-
huh?
I bought an ice maker, bitch.
I like my ice crushed
But-
now, anyways.
So here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver, like, you know, Sigourney Weaver would be really cool in that. I think she has to seduce Chris Pratt.
Ooh,
She can still do
not
it.
a miss, not a miss,
She's got what
Robin,
it
not a
takes.
Miss Robinson moment.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be kind of funny though, because that's the thing. I mean, serious Chris Pratt is okay. I like it, but I kind of want my Chris Pratt from like Parks and Rec a little bit here and there. Like,
And technically, what should happen is Sigourney's male henchman should seduce Eliza Dushku. I think if that's the way you want to go with it, that'll
Yeah,
it's
you could
really about
reverse it.
Eliza
You
now.
reverse-
Then
But
it
then
would
you would
be,
need
yeah.
you would need another A list or
Guy
at
there,
least
a
our B-
Hemsworth or a Tom Hardy or a Joe Manganiello or
the muscle. You need the muscle.
wait a minute. In
The
our
muscle, yeah.
scenario, guys, that would actually be his mother.
Wait, say what?
Hmm?
Remember we said Tom Arnold, Chris Pratt was Tom Arnold's son.
Yeah.
So Sigourney,
So that would be his
Oh,
mom.
that would be his
yeah.
mom. We don't
nah.
want that.
Yeah, you can't have
Ew.
that. Exactly.
Crap.
Can't have mommy dearest.
And you know the
But you know
worst-
what?
the four of
Sigourney's
us
got
are
the chops to
the
play that
four
kind of
us are
crazy.
Going with it, and the internet's going, guys.
This is a thing.
Everybody's at
Oh,
home
oh,
doing
too
the math
far.
game except us.
So
Yeah,
there are.
well, I
there
mean,
are-
Again, he doesn't have to be Tom Arnold's son, but Sigourney Weaver can be the ex.
That would be kind of funny.
that's true. It could be the ex, yeah, and the sons from a previous marriage.
So that would be a thing
Um,
too. Like you could have that awkward moment, like where like Tom Arnold, like again, Tom and Arnold are literally Tom and Arnold are literally trying to vet this kid or like figure out who this kid is.
Yeah.
They discover that they see pictures of this woman with the kid, and he goes like, "Wait a second, that's my ex," or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. And it'd be great too.
Nice
And Arnold would
bitch.
know her because they worked together for 10 years or whatever at least. So he'd be
Yeah.
like, "That's Catherine. What you doing now?"
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you weren't gonna escape this without
And
terrible
then,
Arnold impersonations.
then you
That's
give
all right.
Jamie Lee the line. Is that the same bitch that stole the ice cube trays?
She's been sitting pretty with my ice cube tray since 1994, Harry.
Yeah,
I've had
dude,
it.
I need we need Sigourney Weaver.
I'm
I
not
miss
staying in the
Sigourney.
van. I'm getting out there in the field.
Yeah. I
The
wanna
only
see-
other
yeah.
option I think is even remotely considerable would be Sharon Stone. But she's already done the villain thing. she's already
but
kind of done that.
Hey,
She already shit the
I'd
bed on
buy
this.
Sharon
You know?
Stone in an action movie, though. I mean, The Specialist was hot. Don't act like you didn't think it was.
No, I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with Sharon.
Oh, shut up,
Stone.
Chris. Like, meh, you were into that movie in '95, and you like every single one of us. Don't act like you.
I
didn't.
was already watching like Night Eyes 5 at that point. So The Specialist was like okay. It was like just okay. It was like when I'm waiting for fucking more Shannon
Night
Tweed movies to
Eyes
come on. You
5,
know?
directed by Jim Wynorski.
Yeah. Well, hey,
Oh fuck.
a true king of his time.
He's, you know,
not since Hot Tub Hollywood Time Machine 7. Like, you know, jeez.
Oh my god, a man can dream, can he? So there are some pitches. There are some pitches in the chat. I do want to I don't want those to go unnoticed. Our buddy Alex Bonafonte says, while I welcome Tom Arnold's return, I think they're too old to carry a whole movie. So I would like a 1/3 sequel, 2/3 prequel set in the late 70s with Dan Fogler as Tom Arnold's character. He says Dan Fogel was in Balls of Fury.
He's going to be the new Coppola in that new.
Oh, yeah, that I do know. Yes, okay.
Yep.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's not bad. The prequel, I feel like it's tough to do these time jumping things. You have to make both sides of it equally weighted, I think is the way to do it right. And I think Ian would agree based on our mutual love of Eddie and the Cruisers 1. But maybe I'm going out on a limb there. Other sequel titles, I think alternate truths is a subtitle with Sacha Baron Cohen as the villain. That's not bad actually. It's a prequel about how Charlton Heston lost his eye, so similar to your thoughts, I think, Dustin. Some love for Billy Zane, Billy Idol as a henchman, maybe. Some agreement that Gene Simmons is not right in the chat. Sean Gold of Gold's Code says, if my pitch isn't heard, Crimson Jihad will rain fire on every video.
I don't think we want like
Gold is fucking genius. I love it.
Billy Idol. Like I feel like, you know, I don't think he could be a henchman because I don't think Billy Idol could pull off the fight scenes.
Well, I don't know, man. I feel like he's a kick-ass guy. I feel like he's just one of those. You know, that's like
I think he was a kick-ass guy. I mean,
I don't know.
Have you been looking at the same guy? Nothing's fucking changed. Him and Keith Richards are stuck in like a time warp.
Well, I will give you that.
They came here through a Mario tunnel from 1987. Like,
how's that going again, Mickey?
He'll repeat every time you ask. So Gold's Code in the chat also has a message for Ian. Ian, you're fired.
Why am I fired? What did I do?
I don't know. He just wanted to give it to someone, and you were there, so you're fired. The bad impersonations, I'm never short of them. But his pitch though, Harry is retiring, but Tia Carrera has other plans. Now it's up to Eliza Dushku to leave the office meeting and suit up, all while keeping it from her family. Oh, that's
we did assume that Tia Carrera died.
I was gonna say, I mean, she.
The limo blew up in the water. I mean,
But when the limo went into the water, it hit a power line, and she was
it didn't blow up.
It did just go in the water. That's true.
So she could.
How about she was saved by one of the alien creatures from the abyss?
There was a fucking predator that pulled her out because she was pregnant with Harry's baby. Oh my god, it's a soap opera, and I love it. I need it. Holy shit.
James Cameron was underwater.
She had a love child.
3D cameras.
The sad part is there's probably a script out there written by some guy on caffeine pills that wrote it in 3 days. That is probably a plot like that.
In all honesty, like I would love to watch any of these like sequels that we're pitching, but at the same token, I feel like if a sequel to this movie were to be done, it could have easily been done in 95, 96.
This should definitely have been competing against the Independence Day at the box.
Oh yeah,
there's no reason.
There was no 97, and then you only have to compete with Volcano. I think it would have been.
I wonder if that was ever brought up. Like, did James Cameron not want to do a sequel to this?
I think he wanted to do one.
But the problem is End of Days and. End of Days and Eraser didn't do too well. And there was that period there where Arnold was going down and then he did the governor bid. There's a script out there for True Lies too.
Oh, I'm sure there's several.
Like Cameron wrote one.
This made money. This made tons of money.
Back in this point in time, Fox loved to hire writers to write like many different takes of their big properties: Die Hard, Alien, Predator. They have like 50 unproduced scripts of each. You know, it's crazy, and they'll just buy other scripts that have nothing to do with it because they think maybe they could turn this into a Predator, Die Hard, or Alien. You know, Fox was really
not since Dimension and the Hellraiser series.
How dare you speak ill of Gleaming the Cube?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend Hellraiser Hellworld.
That was bad.
Oh my god.
I go to 3. Like I go to 3, and then 4 is like, and then that's it. I mean, I've seen them all, but
how dare you not do Hellraiser Inferno, sir?
Yeah.
So to get things,
I have done it.
How dare you?
To get things slightly back on track before we wrap it up, interesting word at the end of the chat right now. Alex Bonafonte just says tango with a question mark. So do you put a tango scene in False Truths?
Dude, imagine.
Oh yeah.
Imagine Chris Pratt and
Elijah
Dushku doing that would be hot. That would just be hot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You got me sold.
You know.
And then you got Tom Arnold, and you know, once the revelation's made that Tom Arnold's ex is there and he's in the field, she knows who he is, and they're tangoing, and then maybe suddenly at the end they fall back in love again.
Oh, I thought you were going after he was going to chase her down with the van and like run her over. I was like, that's perfect way.
You know, if Chris Hemsworth is the male henchman, that could also pay off a rivalry thing that they've had going from the Avengers movies, that they kind of like competing for who's going to really lead the crew going for, you know, there's that awkwardness, and that would be hilarious. You know, Chris Pratt could play that whole thing for comedy so well. Be like Seth Cohen taking a punch, like, oh my god, I can't believe you just hit me. You mean you just punched me in the mouth. Like
that would be awesome.
I shy away from that. Like I it's cool sometimes, but sometimes it's like when two actors have been in like multiple movies, or they've been in a movie together.
It's too much baggage.
It's just too much. It's like all I see is like those characters.
Right.
He really hates, you know, Kevin Hart and The Rock in a movie together. That's really what Mickey's saying.
I hate Kevin Hart, period.
Ooh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, not personally. I think he's a cool guy. He's worked hard.
Well, there goes our sponsors. Jeez.
We know you're watching, Kevin. Come on the show sometime. We'd love
Thanks,
to have
Fabletics for Men.
Thanks, ball shaver.
Oh my god. Yeah, you know. So I think also what did derail, though, to kind of circle it back around a little bit, what did derail any hope of True Lies 2 at the end of the day was 9/11, because they'd waited long enough and they probably would have done it in the early 2000s, you know, 10 years later or something.
But didn't he have that other movie, Collateral?
Which was
Collateral,
which they had to reshoot like the whole fucking thing, you know? They had to change a lot of that movie. And that movie cost a lot and
is that the one with
little.
the fire? He was a firefighter?
Yeah.
On an airplane, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
that was like the last one before he was the governor, right?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
I always think of T3 because I feel like instead of promoting T3, he went out and promoted himself for governor. But
this was like this is before all that.
Yeah,
that's a whole different animal. So before we wrap it up, is there anything you guys have coming up in the works you want to let the people at home know about? Any shows, plays, Retro Fiend goodness?
Just swing by Retro Fiend Radio if you can on YouTube and subscribe. We got late stuff coming out down the works, more Sam Furstenberg stuff, more Ninja stuff coming, and I appreciate all the support from everyone.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm always eagerly awaiting your next video drop. You guys have the best stuff around. I love it.
Click like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications.
Yeah.
Ring that bell.
Do all
Mickey
that
loves you.
Just watch and enjoy.
Yeah.
And share it.
Speaking of sharing, are we getting any closer to Rick Barth and the Line shows, Mickey, or still no word yet?
No, but I think we're in a couple months we're going to be starting to go back into rehearsal studios and stuff. What we're trying to do is, I think in June, is go in the studio and record. So
yes.
Awesome.
So we'll see.
Badass. And
Sure,
what about you, Mr. Ian?
Yeah, man.
Well, if you're in the if you're in the Middletown, Delaware area this weekend, Beauty and the Beast at MOT Charter High School is going to be performing. So, the actual Disney version of the show. So, come one, come all, and enjoy that. But also, if you're interested in knowing what the dukes of the 15th century England used to do to cats and how that relates to being a beatnik artist in the 1960s, do check out my article of the B Movie Challenge on A Bucket of Blood, the Roger Corman classic. So, that's on Fandom Spotlight. Give that a read.
Oh, I look forward to reading that one. I have a great. I was just telling Dustin I have a great B movie I have to make you watch soon. Whenever it's my turn on Bad Movie Night, but we'll get to that very shortly.
Navy SEALs?
Navy SEAls. No, it makes Navy SEAls look like Citizen Kane. Before I get into the closing stuff, I do want to let everyone watching know that very soon, I believe starting next month, we will be streaming only on YouTube. So I guess we'll no longer be streaming on Facebook and Twitch, but hey, everyone's going to be in the same party now. It's going to be more fun for everyone watching and in the live chat.
Welcome to the parties, pal.
Yeah, that's right, in the classic McTiernan way. And also, of course, Boba Fett is over, but you Fandom fans might want to check out Monday's Walking Dead Reactor panel, hosted by the governor himself, Captain Kyle, at 9 p.m. And of course, we want you to come back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. and we talk about Gutenberg and the gang for our Police Academy episode.
Yes,
As always, if there's a particular movie or TV franchise that you want us to cover on a future episode, let us know in the comment section on YouTube. And since you're already doing that, you might as well go ahead, like, subscribe, and follow Retro Fiend Radio, Fandom Spotlight, the Hollow 9 Network, and Pop Culture Punk. Till then, back up those Betamax, rewind those Laserdiscs, and we'll see you at the movies.